What's up everybody and welcome back to the channel. Before we start the video, hit that subscribe button. But today we are working on the CRZ final mounting process for the Rex wide body arches. What I'm doing is I'm enlarging all the existing holes from the self-tapping screws, and I'm actually adding these nut certs like you see here into the fender. I wanted to get it on camera before I went too far, because I already started. But the only issue I'm having with the nut certs is that they actually are kind of tall. They're about 2 millimeters tall. So it does create a bigger gap than it had because the actual self-taps made it flush to the body and actually pushed it against the body. So now I understand why people run the gasket in between, but that's fine. I plan on molding these down the line if I find a good deal, or I'm just gonna do it by myself. So I'll be doing a bunch of stuff, because if this ends up being a show car, it would be really nice if this was molded and those just complemented the body line. I can't wait to have this hardware set up. I'm using these M5 fancy looking hardware right here, and they're that tall, and I'm running a washer underneath. So if you guys look at this guy, I already test fitted 2 of them, and that's how it's gonna look. I like that look. It's gonna be dope. Get the drilling. But the other thing we need to do today before I actually final all these is hit all these holes and this cut with primer. So reverse drilling it. I just want to take this stuff off because I just want the surface to be as smooth as possible and leveled as possible. So there's a minimum gap there. There we go. Not bad. And I do need to also do these holes because this is for actual support mounts. Put the phone on the charger for a little bit, but I realized there's a lot of things I need to do before I get everything on here. So I was already working on covering up the exposed metal with this paint. So what I did was I just sprayed some spray paint into the cap of the spray can, and now I'm using this brush to just hit up this hole like so. I'm gonna do 2 layers of that on each one. And then I'm hitting this whole edge, so that'll prevent rust, because it's been raining out here in California lately and nobody likes rust. Go along this whole edge. Then I'm also heating up my hot glue gun so I can add the vents on my arches, because the arches actually come without vents, so they don't come with any mesh wiring or whatever it's called. Gonna go add that on after I touch this up. Looks good, looks good. Make sure you don't get a surface that's gonna be exposed. And then that's pretty much all I'm gonna do as for the cut touch up. And since the vents are over here and it doesn't look that good, I also spray painted this black. I still have the wheel liners, and I'm gonna give this some time to dry and just wrap this section that's going to be exposed through the vent with carbon fiber, so it looks like I'm balling. Let's just throw that on there real quick. Not a wrapper. Hopefully that covers everything I needed to cover. Check it one more time. Oh yeah, one thing you can see is carbon and then a random looking thing. Okay, perfect. Now that we got all that situated, this side's ready. And now all I want to add to this before it goes on is this mesh right here. So I already have it kind of pressed against there how I want it. And since there's no pins, all you have to do, how I do it, is you just grab a hot glue gun. You look at how you want everything on here. Then you just whack some hot glue on there, push it in place. Hot glue ain't gonna move anything, but it will set it. So you just stack a bunch of hot glue. Feel free to clean the surface prior, and then it'll just sit on there. Press it into place. How's it looking? Boom. Check that out. Just gonna let it dry up for a little bit, and then we'll slap it on the car. There we go. Sitting just like we did before. No, it definitely looks cleaner. I'll take that. Oh yeah. Cool. That took a minute. Now we can nut cert all the holes. Do one at a time. Alright, that's one good one. Alright guys, so we are actually making progress. What I did wrong was that it wasn't on tight. There's 2 pieces in here that you need to tighten. If you guys don't know what this is, it's a Rivnut gun, and it rivets in threads. So this expands behind here, so you can just screw in. It's great. this side's done, let's go throw that stuff on real quick and get to the other side. Ooh, hopefully we don't need to adjust too many of these holes. Don't be sad. I do need to extend these ones out. It's already looking kind of like a bad day. On the plus side, all the hardware does go in exactly where I want it to go. So I am hyped that that worked out. Now there's only 2 holes I forgot, and that's the front. I'm gonna be using wellnuts on the bumper because it's plastic. Just gotta drill these holes out. Ooh, looks good to me. A really dull drill bit. And then I'm gonna be using these wellnuts right here. And if you guys have had beauty washers from maybe Downstar, they usually use these guys. I went with the metal because they're just solid and less things can go wrong if you install them properly. But wellnuts are nice. And I also didn't want to make as big of a hole that you need to make with wellnuts. So this is a Rivnut and this is a wellnut. If you guys want these, you can find them in the description down below. I usually use wellnuts only for bumpers because metal to plastic can spin very easily. This is a little bit better. And if they don't go in, screw in a little bit and bam, good to go. That's good. It's ready. Let's go final mount this side. And that's another thing about Rivnuts is that they can turn and they can move. Because they're rubber, they do flex. So when it comes to like bumpers and stuff like that, it's really convenient. It doesn't need to be perfect and to give you some leeway to work with. And metal to metal is just solid metal. You gotta be careful when you tighten this one down. You don't want it to be too tight. Might crack something. Gap's bigger, but way better. Really can't complain about that. Nice and solid too. And it going nowhere. This looks great. It's on tight. That's one side. Mesh is on. Yeah, I'm happy with it. Cool. All right, so that's one side, guys. And let me know what you guys think about how I mounted this. If you guys think I should have went with different hardware or what you think would look better. But we're gonna go knock out the other side. I'm gonna do the whole process again and just time lapse it. All right, what's up guys? So we are finally at the end. Sorry for the loud music, but my neighbor is blasting her music and I'm trying to record, and unfortunately if I record with her music in the background, I will get a copyright strike. So I'm not trying to get none of that, and I got lo-fi playing right now on Spotify. So all I gotta do is put this back on and we're gonna be looking good. Whew, yeah, so the turnout was super dope. I am happy with how the hardware looks. I just cannot believe that I ran into that issue. I definitely just need to buy a new one. This M5 adapter is bent, probably because I was going a little ham on it. And I also lost the second part for the M5, which is why it's just overdue. This thing's been overused. But you see the amount of effort you need to put into using this thing. So I do recommend getting this. It is very useful and I use it for a lot of my builds. If you guys are looking for a tool to just insert threads into fiberglass, plastic, and you don't want to just go with wellnuts because you need to drill a huge hole like I don't like doing, definitely get yourself a Rivnut gun. I'll put this in the link down below if you guys want one. If you guys liked the video, definitely slap that like button, and really appreciate you guys watching the video. I'll see you guys next time.